Live from beautiful Ohio, it's the OK Boomer podcast, featuring siblings, the real Jean and Laura.
Oh, good Lord. Oops, I was trying to do the stopwatch on my watch to know how long we're recording, accidentally pressed timer, but hey.
That's what made that little beeping sound?
But we are boomers.
So it wasn't like your radon siren or anything. We're fine. We can continue the podcast. So
alrighty.
Here we go. I'm Jean.
And I'm Laura.
And we are here to encourage all you boomers and millennials to be happily okay.
During today's podcast... Oh, sorry, that's your part.
That is my part. During today's podcast...
Jam-packed podcast, I might add.
Oh, yes. We will be chatting about something that can be saved in a bottle.
Ooh, so cryptic. So mysterious. We've turned into one of those mystery podcasts.
Yes. Let's try that out like this week.
Crime podcast. Could it be water? Could it be Perrier? Could it be wine?
It possibly. It could be a little ship. But we will get to that because first I want to hear about your week. How have you been, Laura?
Oh, well, thank you, Jean, for asking. Actually, had a great week. Nothing too exciting. I did have an event that could have been bad. I was substitute teaching at the high school, which is close by me. I was in my little AP chemistry class. Now, we have 4 minutes between classes. All right, so we're at the end of the bell is about to ring, and I was told I had to teach an additional class way down at the other end of the building. So I had to get all my things together and zip down, because I always like to get to the class on time. I went to stand up, and I was hooked. I mean, literally hooked on... Well, not phonics. I was just hooked.
Right.
I have boots. I have very nice fried boots, but unfortunately the hook for the zipper in the back broke, so I just finagled a paper clip to zip my boots. Well, my paper clip got so caught in my tights that I couldn't move.
So wait, first of all, fried boots.
Yes.
Got to dash down the hall.
Right.
Paper clip.
Yes.
Where was the paper clip again?
Well, somehow it got completely entangled in my tights, my other leg's tights. So I was hooked together. I could not move. I honestly couldn't move, and I didn't want to rip my tights and have this horrible...
You could have fallen over. You
horrible hole. Meanwhile, the time is ticking, so I attempted to... I thought, I'll just have to cut them. I mean, I was hooked. I couldn't walk.
No one helped you?
I didn't want them to see me. I'm trying to act happy at my desk, but I'm desperate. So I looked around, and these are other people's rooms. They're not mine. I couldn't find a pair of scissors worth anything. So I thought I'll just snip it. Finally.
With your teeth?
With your teeth? I don't know that I could have reached. But so finally, I just have to, with all my might, rip apart my tights. And then her husband, but now I'm walking around the rest of the day with this horrific hole. So a little embarrassing. That was my week. But we're okay because we keep marching on.
I just don't know what kind of boomer award to give you for that episode, but I think you deserve some kind of
survival.
Right.
I survived the hooking of my legs.
That's too bad about your tights, and I'm glad you're okay, because really you could have jumped up and...
A little embarrassing, but fine. So how about you? How was your week?
Probably similar, nice, quiet, calm week. A few days ago, the OH, which I always forget what that stands for, but
what do we say? Other half?
Other half. Yes. My other half and I decided to go on a little boomer mission. So we got in the car because we had a big coupon.
I love coupons.
I know, this was a big one. We got about 50% off a honey baked ham.
Ooh, nice.
Yes, they were really good this year.
The crunchy edges.
Oh, I know. And then it soaks in. So we thought, well, go to the honey baked ham store. It's a little boomer mission and a few errands. So we get our ham. Good. By the way, just for you.
Yes.
because I went to the Honey Baked Ham store in Ohio, of course, but they said they have a new distributor, and that's why they think their hams are tasting better. They're tasting good.
They are always
So we're driving home. We do our usual boomer errands. We try to mail a letter and park too close to the drive-up mail, not close enough.
Then you got to get out or reach.
Right.
Yeah.
So we did that. We got the letters mailed. We picked up our prescriptions.
That's a big day for you.
It was. And then we went and got gas in my car.
Wow, you jam-packed day.
And then we happily drove home.
Yes.
And as we're driving, I looked out, just glanced at the side mirror, on my side, just glanced, and I said, "Oh, honey, the gas cap, you forgot again." So he whips off the road, and we stop, and he puts the gas cap back in, and he said, "Why can't I remember that?" So this is a little step in the life of a boomer. We now can no longer remember to close the gas cap on the car.
Sad. But I have actually seen young people whip out and do that too. So we're okay. We're okay, boomer.
All right. We're okay. So then we continue driving home, and as we're driving, I am just thinking about that big slice of honey baked ham I'm going to have for lunch. I'm going to pull off the first slice.
Oh, they're so good.
Can't wait to get home and have lunch. And we walk in the door, and I say to dear OH, I'm going to open the ham and start getting the slices ready.
Yes.
And he said, "I think I'll chop a few small pieces and put it in my soup."
That was it?
That was his dream of honey baked ham.
Oh my gosh.
Not a big slice. I said, "Wouldn't we do that at the end of the..."
That's what you do at the very end. You chop it up in your quiche. Oh.
There are honey baked ham rules. But we ended up having a lunch, and now we are having fun. Just to close out this story, we are counting how many meals we can get from a honey baked ham.
Oh,
so I will report back to that.
Fascinating.
I will report back
the
to
honey
you
baked
on
ham
that.
report. All righty, feeling good about that.
All right, so with a good week, let's talk about our topic.
Yes,
something that can be saved in a bottle, which of course is time. Yes, if I could save time in a bottle.
And who sang that?
Oh, our Jim.
We boomers know it's Jim Croce. Yes.
But first, Laura, before we delve further, do a little digging into this topic. Yes. Laura has an important public service announcement. Take it away, Laura.
Yes.
Beep, beep, beep. This is where your beeps are.
I should have the beeps from the beginning for this. Very important. We realized we actually went back and listened to podcast 1 and realized, oops, we may seem a bit jumbled in our timeline. Maybe it's 2019, maybe it's 2020, but that's just the way it goes. We're boomers. We accept that. We might struggle a little bit with our time.
And remembering and getting it all in order.
Right. Basically, we have no clue what time it ever is.
So that's why we are talking about time.
Yes.
Now, a good thing about time, I'll start us off, is if you ask most boomers I know who are retired, all agree that the best thing about being retired is no longer having to set the alarm clock.
It's wonderful. It's almost like we've gone back, and do you remember when you were teenagers and you could just sleep in on a Saturday morning? It was great. You could sleep forever. Now it's something to look forward to, millennials. You become a boomer. If you're not working or need to get up, you can just dismiss the alarm.
Right, and wake up naturally. So that's a great part about time.
Which is very healthy for us. We're supposed to get at least 7-8 hours of sleep. So.
Yes, and put that down on our list of our show note list, because sleep would be that's a big topic too.
Oh yeah.
We will talk about sleep.
Please make a note about that. Now, I have to ask you, and I'm thinking you will understand what I'm saying, and I'll try to articulate it somewhat. Have you ever had, my husband and I, my OH?
Yes.
We have talked recently about how sometimes things just seem like they happened yesterday, but they were a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then other things that maybe were only 6 weeks ago seem like years ago. And it's, I don't know what this phenomenon is called. Had we done our fact checking, perhaps we would know something.
So, like, you're trying to remember when you ate at that one restaurant with your youngest kid.
Yes.
And you're both convinced it happened right before that big snowstorm.
Right. And in actuality, if I go back into my calendar, which I'll tell you about, it's been it's been a lifesaver, life-changing. You realize, oh my gosh, that was a year and a half ago. And then sometimes another thing will seem like nothing. And I've had these time warps in my brain. Now, what has helped me? It's a little life hack, folks. Life hack.
I want to make sure I'm fully understanding, though. So sometimes we're saying when you look at Facebook and you see a memory.
Yes, the memory pops up and I look at that picture and think, wow, that was at 2018. And then lo and behold, it's 2012.
Yes.
Shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Just shocking. But then other times, like especially if we do a lot and we're very busy and travel a lot, we did a lot in October. Boy, it just seems like millennials ago. See how I use the word millennials? Maybe not millennials, but it seems like a lot longer. So,
all right.
So that whole concept of time.
Which you have a quote to
guide us.
All right. Guide us.
This is very important. So glad we're providing this service for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who said time passes faster for your face than your feet? Time passes faster for your face than your feet. A quote to be shared at the dinner table.
Right, we're playing Jeopardy. A beep, Anna Wintour.
No. Is she fashion person?
Right, Vogue.
Yeah, maybe Vogue, yes. Oh, I'm glad I knew that.
Mm.
Good that name popped up.
I don't know if I said it.
It's actually
right.
Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein, also with Vogue magazine.
Yes, that's right. He's been featured many times.
I
think that's so interesting. So does that mean it's because the closer you get to the center of the Earth, everything slows down a bit. So if you went to the top of Mount Everest,
yes,
your life is actually 15 microseconds shorter than if you're on the ground.
Oh, that relates perfectly to what we were just talking about.
Doesn't it?
Right.
Just this whole concept of time. And I'm wondering, what does that mean for my wrinkles?
Go on.
Like maybe I should, stand on a ladder all the time because time passes faster for my face than my feet. Think about that, people.
Is that sort of like how we're pretending we're 80, but we're only 65?
Exactly.
Ooh, time.
Yeah, I've given you a lot to digest.
This is a lot to process. One thing I've noticed is that time travel, the idea of time travel, is quite popular.
It is very popular. There's a lot of, I think, shows and books.
Yes, I believe it started with Outlander. Have you, or really got big with Outlander? Have you watched or read any of that?
Am I a boomer?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I have not.
No, you haven't?
No.
Actually, I think boomers would.
You're ahead of all this stuff. Is it on Netflix?
I believe it's on Netflix. But time travel.
I haven't done Netflix.
We might want to do a whole show on this, but one thing I think I'm right about this. There's time slips. And there's time travel. Time travel are stories where you're actually planning to go back. Like I read a really good series about someone from the future who goes back purposefully to interview famous historical figures. Like she went back to interview Alexander the Great. So in that case, you're planning it. You know you're going back. You hope you make it back. Then there are...
You hope you make it back to
whatever
your current state was.
Well, both ways. You hope you make it back to the
past, that person in the past, and then you hope you make it back.
Right.
Maybe you just want to live back there.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
A lot of smells in those earlier ages.
Yeah, I like my internet. That would be hard.
It would be.
Interesting, though, to go back in time. All right.
Right. And then there's what they call time slips. This would be a little more puzzling. This would be where you're just walking along and you take a funny little, you're hiking.
Yes.
Okay, you're hiking. And then you see a funny little path that you hadn't really noticed before. And you say, I'll check out this little path. And then you walk and then it gets dark and you trip and you wake up and everything looks drastically different. And people have are wearing long dresses and carrying swords, and there's no cars. That's a time slip where you just slip without knowing it back to another place in time.
That would be very interesting. And did you know, this is a fact, that time is the most common noun in the English language? This is how much we think about time, followed by person, way, day, and year. Suppose, I don't know who does
so time,
this
because time is important, and that's what we're really talking about. Your time, your life, this is it.
This is it. It's very valuable. It's very precious. So we each need to enjoy our minutes every day.
Right, not just say, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is maybe somewhat on the topic. I just found this out last night talking to my daughter who was going to have a baby.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is she? We haven't heard that before. Yes, no, we're excited about the baby.
Wait. Yeah, I never talk about being a grandmother. Did you know that there is an expiration date on car seats?
Like milk?
Like milk.
How
car
so?
seats are like milk and food, anything in your pantry. I don't know, but Renee said you got to be careful, because I was thinking, well, I may still have a lot of my car seats and blah, blah, blah. And she was debating on what kind of stroller to get, because now the strollers convert into car seats. She picked one brand over the other because it had a longer expiration date.
I did not know that. So time, no wonder time is so common. It affects everything we do.
Yes.
And I'll close by saying I saw a blog titled Between 65 and Death. It's a cheerful topic.
Thanks.
Right, but then I thought really everybody, and this might sound like something you don't want to hear, but really everybody is we're all between now and death. So let's live the now in a loving, caring, cheerful, productive, happy way.
Well, I like the happy way. Don't really know
that's
that I want to think about that. But all right, moving on.
So time, we're done with time. Time is in the bottle, and let's move on. I have a little something I've been experimenting with eating-wise.
Yes.
To share with you.
Good. I was like eating thoughts and
yes, time to. I'm in that phase where I'm really trying to eat healthily, mindfully, enjoy my food, have fun with food, but also do it to make my body work the best. So what I have been doing is I have a nice breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And each one of those is, I do try to plan to include all the nice little proteins and fruits and vegetables. But what I was not as healthy or mindful about was snacking.
Oh, that's my downfall. Every day at 4 o'clock.
It does hit around then.
Every day at 10 o'clock p.m.
It can hit then,
and
too.
Sometimes
that
at
need
midnight.
For a snack, right. And there again, time. Think of all those times that you want to snack.
I know.
So that's hard to, that's a lot of snacking. So I've decided I can have a snack. I can enjoy my snack, but it has to be a planned snack.
Oh.
So at 4 o'clock, and for the most part, it has to be a snack that I take a few minutes to prepare. Something on a plate, something with a fork or spoon, but something, not just a grab and go. So we plan, This is my snack on a nice plate, a nice portion that I have chosen because I want that, using a utensil. I realize this doesn't always hold true, because if you want to eat a banana or apple, I'm not saying you have to eat your banana with a knife and fork.
But you could.
You could. But so what do I have for a snack, for this planned snack? I have a bowl of fruit with a little bit of Cool Whip on it.
That always makes things tastier.
It does. So you could have a snack like that, but it's a snack that I have put in a nice bowl, and I'm eating it and enjoying it. I am not doing what I used to do, which is walking by the pantry, seeing that box of crackers.
Oh, yeah.
Grabbing a handful.
Oh, you bet.
Eating, deciding, oh, that was so good. I could have a few more.
But
walking back.
Is so good.
It is.
That's a fascinating concept. I have never thought about planning my snack. I'm just the grab and go.
grab and go. So
Yes. Cashy little shredded wheat. They're small. You just pop them in. But I'm probably popping in 20, and I don't even know it.
Which is right. And that's the thing. So it's just something, I just offered that in the spirit of we're all okay and we want to be all okay with our eating.
That's actually very interesting because if I planned my snack and used utensils and actually made it a nice little time for myself,
wouldn't that be nice? Light a candle.
I
look
will
at this.
try that.
Look at this. Well, right now you look at the sunset pretty much at 4 o'clock, don't you? Yes. Let me know what you think about that.
I will. Thank you, Jean. That's an okay boomer. We're doing the hand fist stuff again. So well done. Yes. All righty. Now that was a good life hack. I actually have a slight little beef.
Oh, which roast beef?
No, not roast beef, not a rump roast, although those are good in a crock pot all day. But no, I am talking about, let's just get it out there, public restrooms. Now, I'm not talking about what you probably think. I am talking about turning the water on.
The sink? Wait.
Yes.
Okay.
Does anybody else struggle with the sinks? They're all automatic now.
They are.
Long gone are the days that you could just turn them on and off with a handle. Darn it. You have to, you're standing there trying to make a movement with your hands, flailing away.
Trying to make a movement.
And it's hard, Jean. It is hard. Do you not go through this? I have the soap in my hands. I'm diligently.
I can't even get the soap.
Diligently washing. Well, I guess I'm ahead of you. But I can't rinse them. I go from sink to sink to sink. And finally, one turns on. It's so annoying.
That is true.
So this is my little beef for the day is public sinks. What is the magic of turning them on?
Well, there's much magic going on. I have trouble with the soap, the sinks, and the towels. That's all hard.
Well, there's no towels anymore, hardly. You get those Dyson quick blowing things. So anyway,
I wonder if millennials have the same trouble. That would be interesting.
It would be very interesting.
To see how they feel. Is that just a boomer issue?
It might be a boomer thing, I think. Do you remember the towels of old? Oh, boomers.
Oh.
I bet you have never seen this. Boomers, millennials, you have never seen this. In the olden days, remember they had those towels that you pulled down? They were actual cloth towels.
They dried nicely.
They dried wonderfully, but you had to pull them down to get a fresh section.
That was not. No.
So
I agree.
We're okay with moving on from that.
Good riddance to
Anyway,
those.
here's to public bathrooms.
All right. So we've been talking about time and living positively and being okay. So here's a meme I saw recently on Facebook. Throw kindness around like confetti. Throw kindness around like confetti.
Well, that's a fun thought. That's a fun visual. Like if we would go out every day and just like confetti, throw out, do something kind for somebody.
Yes, and so there's a few examples of things that you could do, which you're going to have to stall a minute because vamp for a minute, as it were.
Did you say vamp?
Right, play a musical vamp over and over.
I did not know that was called vamping.
Mm-hmm, that's vamping. So we vamped, and I found what I wanted to share with you.
Yes.
As the world fights to figure everything out, and this is related to the throw kindness around like confetti. So as the world fights to figure everything out, I'll be holding doors for strangers.
Good idea.
Do you do that?
I actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
My OH does that all the time.
Yes. Letting people cut in front of me in traffic.
No, I never do that. I should. That's good to remember.
And I don't know what are they really talking about? Like if you're on a highway or you're taking turns in a parking garage, you don't let people cut in?
Taking turns, yeah, but just general life. All right, keep going.
No, I want to hear your answer.
No, that's okay. I feel like I'm one of those bad people that cuts people off.
Ah.
Yeah.
Saying good morning to people, I suppose. I'll get a good day. Hello.
Yes.
Greeting people if you're on a walk. Some people don't do that anymore. If you're on a walk and pass someone, you just say hello.
That would be nice to do. Mine might be good afternoon because I don't use an alarm now, do I?
No, you don't. But
Right. That's a good one.
Here's something I really do. I happen to think I'm good at this. Keeping babies entertained in grocery lines.
Oh, that is fun. I can see you would be very good at that.
No, you will be too now.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know if I could do this because this is. I have to think about this. Stopping to talk to someone who is lonely.
Oh.
I don't know if I would know that. I don't know if I would want to assume
that they're lonely.
They could just be like me, lost in a daydream.
Right, lost in thought.
Well,
can't find my keys in my purse or something.
Right.
But that's a nice thought.
Yes. Sharing food. Oh, I think you do this a lot. You make food and take it to people.
Yeah, if it's food I'm making for some, I would never share, no offense, my own.
Well, no, but I think it
yes. No, I like giving extra food to people.
Right.
I'm pretty good at that. All right.
Here's something I truly am working at. Really, being patient with sales clerks.
Ooh, that's a good one. I think I'm fairly patient with sales clerks. I guess it depends on the situation. But that's a good reminder.
Or I try to say something nice, or I'll say like, "Oh my gosh, you're so fast checking out the groceries. How do you do that?" All right, and this ends with because we don't want to live in a world where love is invisible. So we should show kindness, understanding, less judging, give grace to friends, and forgive yourself. Be the change, be the light. Start today. Remember that old song, Jesus Wants Me for a Sunbeam?
A sunbeam, yes.
I'll be a sunbeam for him. So that's what we're called to do.
Excellent, Jean. These are wonderful concepts to remember.
So onward, and once again, I want to take time now to thank Pat.
Yes.
Our gorgeous, glorious, patient, professional, Speak Up Talk radio host, producer.
Yep. We keep adding adjectives, but she is that good.
Right. And we've had fun with this podcast.
We've had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast here in beautiful Ohio.
And we wish you a beautiful week ahead.
Exactly. Goodbye. Toodaloo. Until next time. Thanks for listening.
Be sure to come back to beautiful Ohio and the OK Boomer podcast. To listen to previous episodes or to drop us a line, visit okboomerpod.com.